Our first question will go to Chris Solar, the Detroit Free Press. Chris?
Hey, Drew, good to see you. One of the things over the last few months that we've kind of seen with this program is the ability to get to the quarterback. I guess talk about what have you guys tried to do in terms of getting the pass rush and how it interconnects with what you're doing in coverage in that 4-2-5?
Well, part of it is, being on the same, us as ends, being on the same page as the D tackles and, just being able to rush together, covering each other's backs. If someone shoots their shot, you got to make sure someone got your back. And in the back end, we just got to make sure that, if the quarterback or the running back does get out, that they're there to make the play. So all of it is everybody doing their job, doing their 111th. And, we've proven that we've done that before, and we're capable of beating good teams. So we're capable of playing at a high level. We just got to do it on a consistent basis.
As a follow for you, as a senior with the ability to maybe come back next year, have you kind of thought through that or talked about it at all?
That is something I've given some thought, but that's something I need to talk to Coach Tuck and the rest of the coaches about. So I can't comment on that yet.
Thanks, Drew.
Yep.
Our next question will go to Matt Wenzel with MLive.
Hey, Drew, we talked to you, I think it was before the season or something like that. Time's kind of warped now, but, obviously the opportunity for you this season was there to take over a bigger role. I think you're tied for first on the team in sacks, second in TFLs. I guess, how do you evaluate your own play through 6 games?
Well, I feel like, I'm proud of what I've accomplished this season so far, but at the same time, the wins and losses is what matters the most to me. And, us as a team, we haven't gotten it done. And, we're capable of better. Like I said before, we played at a high level and we've beaten good teams. And, like I said, I'm just not satisfied. Just the wins and the losses matter.
And after Saturday's game in Mellon City, told all you guys to watch film that night and start immediately getting prepared for Penn State. Obviously, the consistency thing is something that he's been harping on. I guess, what did you see from the team coming back to practice after last weekend? Well,
yesterday, everybody definitely felt like they seemed to have a little fire ignited inside of them after this past game. I was very upset with the result because I know we're capable of playing better and mistake-free. And, I don't know, it's definitely is a lesson learned here. And sometimes failure can be your greatest teacher.
Thanks, Drew.
Mm-hmm.
Next question will go to Noah Trister from the AP.
Yeah, hi, Drew. We're kind of winding down the season now, and I guess are you able to reflect? I guess is there one or two overarching things that you think of the most when you think of what Mel Tucker and his new coaching staff have brought to the program and sort of what their coaching style has been like and so forth?
Well, they definitely bring a sense of energy, this energy I've never felt before. And, regardless of if you're up by 20 or down by 20, whatever the case may be, you finish the game, you play all 60 minutes and you just go all out and, give it all your effort and give a relentless effort.
When he's with us on these Zoom calls, he gives sort of very thorough, detailed answers to a lot of questions. He doesn't mind going into a lot of detail. Is that kind of how he is behind the scenes with you guys as well?
Yeah, because focusing on the details is, it seems like the littlest thing, but it's important. And taking care and taking all those details into account will potentially make the difference from winning a game or losing a game, from stopping the offense to get a first down or not. That might win the game, whatever the case may be. It's a game of inches and the details matter.
Thanks.
Our next question will go to Audrey Dahlgren with WLNS.
Hi, Drew. After the game on Saturday, Tucker was mentioning that, he was very thankful for the fact that you guys have another game to play because he didn't want to end the season on that note. And from your perspective, I guess, where do you stand with that? And what do you want to accomplish to make it feel like this regular season is a success?
Well, I definitely feel that, if that were the last game of the season, I'd be very disappointed because that's not the way, me and my fellow seniors would like to be sent out. But, right now we're just looking to end the season on a high note and potentially keep our season going with a bowl game if that is in our destiny. And that all starts with Penn State this Saturday.
Thank you.
Next question will go to Stephen Brooks with 24/7 Sports.
Hey, Drew. I wanted to ask you, what areas as a defense do you feel like you guys have improved in the most over the course, from Rutgers to now going into the last regular season game?
I think we started to understand Coach Hazelton's concept of rushing together and, covering each other's backs. If someone's gonna try to make a move, you got to talk to your buddy, make sure he's got your back so that the quarterback doesn't, break the pocket or get out of contain, which is, I feel like, something we kind of struggled with this past Saturday and we need to do a better job of. But, overall, I feel like the D-line as a whole working together is something that we've improved upon since Rutgers.
And does Coach Hazelton spend much time with the D-line in practice? I think back in August, he mentioned that would be something he wanted to do a lot. Is he with you guys much? And if so, are there anything new he's brought to the table that technique-wise or anything like that you've picked up on?
I mean, he works with the D-line a lot as a whole. And, he tries to spread out his time, on whenever period is 7-on-7, team run, team base. He tries to get everybody together so that they can understand what their job is and how that works and how the whole defense is supposed to be ran. And, against any opposing offense that we might encounter.
Got it. Thank you.
Our next question will go to Jim Comparoni with Spartan Magazine.
Hey, Drew, when you came to Michigan State as a walk-on, excuse me, did you ever doubt that you could make it? And when did you realize that you could do this? What were the keys along the way that you could play the way you're playing?
Well, I was very hesitant when I made the decision because, part of it was, I was kind of this 6'2", 215 kid, kind of scrawny, didn't know if I was going to have the size to play in the Big Ten. And, I felt like, once I started working with Coach Manny, I could put that weight on and that size, no problem. And, a lot of it isn't necessarily physical, but more mental, focusing on your job and understanding what your reasoning is to do your job. And so that helps, other guys do their job and, everybody works as a collective unit.
And how gratifying is it to get it done?
It's definitely very, very satisfying when the defense works on a certain play, but then you kind of have to have a quick memory and then focus on the next one and then just keep going, which ultimately ends up winning us games. And then that at the end of the day is the most gratifying thing.
All right. One other thing, you guys just faced a special quarterback who could turn a good defensive coverage into just running around and gaining yards. What did you guys learn when you watched the film? Some plays can't be made because he's so athletic, but what did you learn about what could have been done better to corral him? Because not the same level quarterback, but you've got another running quarterback this weekend, a quarterback that can make a defense pay if they're not all together. What did you guys learn?
Well, yeah, like I said before, we just got to learn how to rush together because we knew going in that, he makes plays with his feet, once his first read isn't there, and he's able to extend plays when, for example, when there was a bad snap and he was able to break the pocket for the first down, it's just stuff like that, little things like that we can control ourselves.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Final question for Drew. We'll go back to Chris Solar, the Detroit Free Press.
Yeah, it kind of actually works right into where I was going to go with this. You kind of run us through that sack turn penalty of aggression that kind of Coach Tucker talked about. And when you looked at back on film, what did the ref tell you, first of all? And what did you see when you looked at it back?
Well, when he threw the flag, I thought it was for grounding at first because I didn't see anyone in the area of where he threw it, and he seemed like he was in the pocket. But with the way this game has changed and protecting the quarterback, I kind of understand why they threw the flag on me. And me being the competitive guy I am, I'm kind of very upset about it at the time. But at the same time, I understand the game's changing, and they're going to protect the quarterback.
It just as a follow to that, the line that Coach Tucker talks about in between being aggressive and taking dumb penalties. I guess as a player, can you kind of define what that is?
Well, some dumb penalties are, something that we can control, not jumping off sides, that's a dumb penalty. False start, that's a dumb penalty. That's something that we can control just by being disciplined. And, other penalties, like a PI or whatever the case may be, that's something that's an aggressive penalty. And, that's basically the flip of a coin, whether it's called or not. So, we, us as a team, we have to do is limit the dumb penalties, and, the rest will take care of itself.
Thanks, Drew. Really appreciate it. Good luck Saturday against Penn State.
Thank you, guys. Stay safe. Go green.